and I kind of hit on it with Sean during the highlight. The stuff we were hearing from the media about Zach Wilson was that he was really struggling and he had no shot, and this is going to be a long build. Well, guess what? Zach played really, really well in his preseason debut, and I want to show you some of the plays specifically. Let's start off with some of these third down conversions in this game. This here is a 3rd and 6. Zach in his first preseason debut, laser, okay? Great. Corey Davis, first down, let's go. 3rd and 9, backed up into his own end zone here. First down, conversion. Here we go, this is 2nd down, the next one here. A big play here by Zach Wilson, 2nd and 9. Hits his guy, let's go, let's convert it. Now, what I love though is he would make a nice little dump off here on a 3rd down coming up on this next play here in this drive. Let's show this one here. 3rd and 14. Take the easy one. Don't go nuts here. Take the easy one. Gets it. Okay, see if you can get it. And what I love is, all right, the Jets are like, it's a preseason debut. 4th and 1.
Going for it?
They're going for it. Yep. Saleh brings him out, and he's like, let's go for it. Why not? Like, what are we doing? We got Zach out there. Let's see what we can do. Now, naturally, they don't get it. It happens. That happens. But I kind of liked what the Jets were saying here. We trust this quarterback. We're going to go with this quarterback. He's our number 1. No mistake about it. We're not trying to play any tricks on anybody. He's the guy. And on 3rd downs, he was converting. And then they even convinced themselves, hey, let's go for no 4th. Why not? The Jets, no expectations this season for playoffs or Super Bowl. Really what it is let's have a nice first year with Zach Wilson. And I think that's how they felt about the preseason debut. He was more than competent. This kid's got it. He's going to be solid. This was not a situation where you come away as a Jets fan and be like, we're doomed, why did we trade Darnold? No, this one worked just fine.
I called that game for the Giants radio. You did? And watching him, I thought Zach, every single play was like, boom, first, hey, guys, I know exactly where I'm going. The ball just came out with rhythm. I thought his dropbacks and like his balance, everything, he looked like he'd been running this offense for a couple of years, not just a couple of weeks. So I really thought he looked fluid. I'm going to talk about Mac Jones.
Okay.
I think when you look at what he did with the Patriots, and I think that when you look at how smooth he looked, look, this right here, this is Plax Pass. Tell me that doesn't look like Brady right there. I mean, he's always going to be compared to it. I get it, I know it, but he's got that it factor, and you can only see that in the games. Obviously, everybody, in college, you get the stats and you look at everything leading up to it, but man, he looks so comfortable in this offense. And we heard Cam Newton talking about how it took him a long time to feel comfortable in this offense. He looked like he'd been running this offense for years too. And I thought he had an unbelievable deep ball, probably should have been caught. So he showed the arm strength, he showed the accuracy, showed the poise. Look at this throw right there. I mean, you want to talk about thread and needle right there. That corner thought he had an interception, and he fitted in there. So the anticipation for Mac Jones was really impressive.
Pat's play Thursday night, we were talking about. That game has some stakes. You got to watch those quarterback reps between he and Cam. There might be something going on here. I want to look at another Justin Fields play, one that was not in the highlight reel that we saw because it was so brief, and it says a lot. The talent on this dude is so obvious and so glaring. Watch what happened when he broke the pocket and decided to run with this thing.
Okay.
So he's looking, he's like, I'm out of here, and he decides right here to say, whoop, and he fumbles, all right, which is bad, and he can't do that. But the idea that he was coming against the defensive back and decided to break out the spin move, how many starting quarterbacks in the league are going to do that? I think it's 3 or 4. It's Lamar, it's maybe Kyler, it maybe Dak, Russell. Most of the guys are getting down.
Why do you think that's good? Because I agree with you, but why would you verbalize?
I just think he
the
has
confidence to do it,
the talent
to even
do it,
think you could,
the peace of mind to be like, I'm going to break something off on this guy and I'm going to make a huge play. It's just like, and it looks so smooth. Now, the fumble is terrible. I get it. He'll fix that. It just looks so smooth. And so the conversation's already starting about, like, this is very impressive. And Andy Dalton goes 3 and out twice. And again, I give Peter King huge credit on his column this morning. He's already saying, think about these people like Brady and Breeze and Rodgers who sat, and now here they are 2 decades later. And is that a coincidence? Absolutely not. I would just also submit to you, there's also the Russell Wilsons and the Deshaun Watsons and the Matthew Staffords and the Matt Ryans who were day one guys because they were that talented and they had no business being on the bench. It would have been ridiculous to take one of those guys and bench him. Coaches tried. We're not there yet, but the talent is so glaring. It's just, this kid is, I cannot believe he wasn't the first quarterback taken in a draft. I get why he wasn't, but if you watch the game, so calm, so poised. This is no big deal to me. Like, I am a crazy athlete. I cannot believe I'm here. To keep him on the sideline is going to be hard. He showed a lot to me. A lot.
Didn't Matt know that when they him and Mr. Pace, they drafted him, they knew that he'd light him up. Having him out there as long as he did, he knew he would hear it from fans, but he's made his decision. It's not, none of this is surprising what's going on. He had more physical talent than Andy Dalton from day one.
And they knew. They traded up. They traded next year's first-round pick. They know the time. They know that this is the guy.
What they need is something from Dalton. Like, they need
and Dalton did not look great on Saturday. They needed Dalton to maybe say, hey, here's why I'm the starter. And everyone could say that Dalton's been grooming, Fields is great, but anyone who's been at Bears practice has said that it's Fields blowing everyone away.
Yeah. So I was at the game. I talked about the Kansas City Chiefs side. I was on that sideline. But just to give a little perspective on the Trey Lance experience and how cool it was, I got ready in my hotel room. I was going down a couple hours before the broadcast. I was staying at a hotel very close to Levi Stadium. I come downstairs, and it is just like it's the playoffs. It was this hotel. It was shocking for me to see so much faithful everywhere, and they're checking into the hotel Schrager. They weren't just there.
No, they came in from all over.
They came in, and I'm like, what's going on here? And so then I was talking to a couple of people, and it's all, we want to be here to see Trey Lance. We want to be here to welcome him to our team, to our family. I was shocked by, and I shouldn't have been. Everyone's excited, everyone's clamoring for football, but they made the effort. This whole fan base, it was so cool to see. And then you get to the stadium, and it filled up, and it was loud, and there was a crowd noise. At one point, they were doing the wave. They brought that back, and I got to tell you, it's like 2-minute warning. Fourth stringers are in there, whatever. I'm cold. I ask for a jacket. I'm like, all right, we're good, right? Like, no more interviews. And I look at the crowd, and it is just Niners fans, and I think it's all for Trey Lance. I really do. I think it's all for, obviously we miss football, but they were there to the bitter end of a game, and I loved it. The crowd went crazy, and there's an image we can't show because it's on AP, but Jimmy Garoppolo, unbelievably excited.
Really?
On that 80-yard
I didn't even see that reaction.
I'll text it to you. But, because you can say things in front of the camera and you can be Joe Cool and we're all buddy-buddy. But when something like that happens, to have, like, your first reaction be actual guttural, true, genuine excitement for what's going on between a quarterback out there that could push you for your job and a guy trying to make the team, it was a very cool moment to see go down.
Yeah, I wonder how the rest of those Niners are going to be, like the Kittles and the Bosas and all that, as Lance continues to play well, if he does. Like, they've been such Jimmy guys, like to a man. All they talk about is that we got Jimmy, but especially Kittle. But if Lance keeps uncorking big touchdowns, like, we'll see how the pendulum swings.
Kyle, the breakfast table gets a little awkward in the facility when all of a sudden there's a shift. And now it's like,
right.
All right, who do I eat breakfast with now? Like, Jimmy, I love you, you're my boy, but like I kind of got to talk to Trey. So it's like, and Jimmy's sitting there by himself, like, all right, this is great. I'm by myself, I'm solo. It's no longer the Bay Area. It's
showing that much
the
excitement.
Trey area or the K area.
Okay.
K area.
It wasn't an ideal weekend for one Jameis Winston.